in all of our lives, Father. We love you. And I just pray over this meeting tonight that you would bring clarity. You would help the people in here to see who you're calling them to serve and building their businesses. And Father, I just pray that your name would be brought glory and honor and praise in the process. In the name of Jesus, amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Awesome. Well, it's good to see everybody tonight. Let me make Jordan a co-host here. All right, let's kick it off, guys. Tonight we're going to be talking about customer avatar. Your customer avatar is a really, really critical step in your marketing. It's kind of where it's a bit different than branding, but it goes complementary. This piece of the puzzle here, this piece of your marketing is super foundational, and it really takes you to another level because it's the difference between saying I can help anybody and everybody and having like a shotgun approach, as opposed to like laser focus, laser in on the exact person that will really resonate with your message and how God's wired you. Before we do that, let's go a little bit of announcements. Guys, if you came on board in 2020, we need you to, if you have not already, please submit your funnel requirements. Jordan's trying to get those done for you. So just a reminder, submit those in the members area. This is pretty cool. So we're going to be having some MP3s, a little podcast for you guys coming soon in the members area. So if you want to get more of this content that you're learning every week, more of the discipleship school, you want to listen to that stuff in the car about your day, we're going to be adding that to the members area hopefully this week. So look for that coming soon. And it'll be the same place where all of our replays are and recordings. Tonight, we're going to go over who your perfect customer avatar is. Who is your perfect patron? Basically, you would love to help these people so much that you'd be willing to do it for free, but you actually get paid for it. That's who we're looking for you to help. Okay. Then we're going to do some avatar breakthrough seats. If you've struggled with your avatar or you want some help with that, time permitting, we'll do as many of these as we can. And then the next kind of steps from here after tonight would be, one is to work on your avatar with your coach. So kind of March is a long month. We got 5 weeks in March. So there's really 2 big action steps to do this month. And that is, 1, get clear on your avatar. And number 2, book a creative strategy call. I'll show you how you guys can do that at the end of tonight's training. But avatar is to get clear on your who. The creative strategy call is to get feedback on where you are with your brand, your message, your mission statement, tagline, fonts, colors, all that kind of stuff we're going to help you out with. I know Julia gave us a big head start, jump start there. How many of you guys enjoyed our training the last few weeks with Julia Baxter? How was that for you guys? Yeah, pretty awesome. I'm seeing hands go everywhere. Yeah, pretty cool. She definitely helped us get a lot clear on some branding and our messaging there. So always great to have her with us. Just a reminder, a bit of our culture here is that we are a family. Okay, we're a family of on fire believers who are called to the marketplace so that we can make kingdom impact, right? So what that means for us is that we want to make what we're doing here at Christ-Centered Coaching a priority in our lives. So what I particularly want to highlight tonight is the triad groups and battle buddies. If you have not connected with your triad group, if you're not connected with that group, you want to really be intentional about doing it. It is, an aspect of the program that has more value than you may realize. So make sure that you get clear on who your triad group is. If you need help with that, let customer support know. There's also a post in the Facebook group to help you out with that. We ask permission here. If you need help with something, if you feel like you're stuck somewhere, ask for help. Ask for help. That's the number one way to get it. A lot of times we don't know that you may be stuck somewhere, you're not sure what to do next, or any of those kind of things. If you get into that spot, you reach out to your coach for support on Voxer. Respect each other's time. So in your triad groups, when we're doing group trainings and having feedback, that kind of stuff, respect each other's time. If you, for example, what Watchman Prayer Group is for is to really come together to pray for the clients, the mission, everything that we're doing, our businesses, all that kind of stuff. If you are, need feedback with your avatar or something like that, or you're going through a hard time and you really need a ministry call, book those on, reach out to your coach or get those on a book a ministry call with those. Like, use the time intentionally, what that time is set for. We also want to support, lift up, encourage. I'd love to see us doing more Facebook Lives. One of the goals is that we should be doing at least one Facebook Live in our group, in our community every month, to kind of facilitate that, keep momentum. Iron sharpens iron. So I want to encourage you to support, lift up, encourage one another. A lot of you are doing this tremendously well. Specifically, I want to shout out Dr. Laura. Dr. Laura does a great job posting quite regularly and encouraging us. So I love to see that. I don't know, I can't do that, versus let me find that out for you, or I could use some help with that. When you say things like, when we say things like, I don't know, or I can't do that, it immediately shuts you down from possibilities. As coaches, one of the main things we want to do for people is open possibilities, have them open to experience transformation. But when we ourselves use this kind of language, we're actually shutting it down. So we just want to be conscious of that. And this is a better way to transition to more empowering language. Speak words of life, right? The Bible says that life and death are in the power of the tongue. So let me find that out for you. I could use some help with that. And just a reminder, this is a judgment-free zone. Okay, if you haven't done something, you've been unplugged, I don't care. It's okay. No one's ever going to beat you up. No one's ever going to make you feel bad. We're here to support you. Coaching is one of the few places you have in your life where you can show up messy and it's 100% okay. It's our job to support you and pull the pieces together and pull this stuff out of you so we can kind of relax and say, I'm the one that's going to get poured into for once. You're in a good spot. Oh, I just felt peace come right there. Thank you, Father. So we're going to go into Avatar. And I found one thing that really helps me create customer avatars successfully is the heart posture that I have. Okay. This is not fluff. Okay. It is important here. Here's why. The heart posture here, the Bible tells us in Philippians 2, verses 3 and 4, do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility, count others more significant than yourselves. Let each of you look not to his own interest, but also to the interest of others. Philippians 2, 3 through 4. This is the kind of mindset. This is the heart posture. I want to come into this exercise, into this training today, really trying to put ourselves into our avatar's shoes and develop, creativity and compassion in really describing and understanding them. Matthew 25:40 says, the king will reply, truly I tell you, whatever you did for the least of these brothers and sisters, you did for me. When we love our avatar, when we understand them better than anybody else in the marketplace, not only is our marketing and our messaging incredibly effective, dynamic, empowering, and clear, but we're participating in what the Bible says here, where this is actually an act of worship. See, whatever you did for the least of these, you did for me. We did this unto the Lord. So paying attention and getting clear on this has a multitude of ripple effects in your business and in your life. So I want to encourage you to really tune in tonight and be open to getting clear on this person and seeing what the Lord wants to do. You know, I see a lot of times when we do these exercises, people pop, and sometimes people develop new avatars that they didn't even know were there, but then they realize the Lord's wired me perfectly for this. So that's what you're going to get some of tonight. The Bible tells us, trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. It's funny, you know, is Sadie on here tonight? Let me see if Sadie's on here. No, not here, but I want to highlight her anyway for a second. Sadie right now is having a challenge, God Identity boot camp that me and Jordan are doing the marketing for. She had a phenomenal first day, you know, technical challenges. Her internet went out, electricity went out, bam. Would you expect anything else? Would you expect anything else? Moving out on your calling, moving out, huh? And her show up rate, outrageous. It was fantastic today. But Sadie knew a while ago, oh yeah, I want to help female veterans. And then, you know, went back and forth in that, you know, I can help all these other people. And then God brings her back, says, I want you to do this again. And then boom, she's setting up for easy high 5-figure payday. Next time we do this, like Sadie's going to be a 6-figure earner this year just from following this format. But she honed in. She took the time to wrestle with it and get clear on her perfect avatar, who God's calling her to. And you know, the rapport, the community that's already there on day one of her event. I think a couple of you are in that event, so you know what I'm talking about. So I just wanted to highlight her for a minute. She's probably exhausted. I don't blame her. All right. So customer avatar. What is the customer avatar? What is it? So the customer avatar is really your who. It's your market. It's who you're going to be helping. You're going to be communicating with the exact person that you're called to coach and serve. It's a picture perfect example of your ideal client. And it's basically who you'd love to help and hang out with for free. You actually get paid for it. For me, that's you guys. I cannot wait to have our live event, to do that in Southwest Florida and have our retreat event. Me and Jordan are still looking at locations, but I just can't wait to get together in person with you guys. And it's one of the perks of my business and my job here. So here's the important to understand. Your topic can shift and evolve over time, but your market is constant in business. For example, I have multiple messages for the same avatar. I can help a coach start, I can help a coach grow, I can help a coach scale, right? That's kind of part of my message is we help Christian coaches start, grow, or launch, grow, or scale online. So different messages, same avatar. Okay. And when you put kind of your branding and your avatar together, I find that is how you find your niche. So this is how the two pieces really fit together. So your market is really your who, and the what's are really the topic. So let's take this example here for a minute. This is the topic here is camping gear. Okay, camping gear. The market, who would be the market for this? Who would buy this kind of stuff? Let me know in the chat if you guys have additional ideas than what you're seeing here for market. What kind of people buy camping gear? All right, we got outdoor enthusiasts. So what does that entail of? Rock climbers, campers, hikers. Let me open the chat here. Cub Scouts, country folk, I like that one. Adventurers, yes. Boy Scouts, absolutely. Youth groups, yup. Deer hunters, okay. Pretty cool. So it can have multiple fits here, multiple fits. Let's keep it going. So organic laundry detergent, Okay, this one's a little tougher. Organic laundry detergent. Okay, so the marketplace is moms who are buying cloth diapers, right? If they're going to be willing to buy organic laundry detergent, it's for a reason. They're probably using cloth diapers for them too. We'll unpack that one a bit more. Chiropractors. The market is chiropractors. The topic, patient referral strategies. Okay, chiropractors going to want to know how to generate more referrals in their business. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, how to break 90. Okay, that's a good topic. It's going to be pretty clear. That one's for golfers, right? The way the score works. Okay, how to survive a divorce. Okay, recently divorced women. I think we have some coaches in here ministering and coaching. Recently divorced women or doing some marriage stuff in here. Okay, so look at the topic here. Okay, maybe how to recover from a divorce, how to survive. Okay, different examples of how these kind of things match up. So you can have multiple topics for outdoor enthusiasts. So your topic can shift and evolve over time, but your market is going to stay the same. Okay. So this diagram, here's how it kind of works. Your target market in the middle, your bullseye, is really your customer avatar. That's the perfect patron, the perfect person that you would want to work with. Now, outside of that circle is people that are qualified, that are still like, all right, they're a good fit. I can definitely help them. But they're not like the picture perfect fit. Okay. And then the outside circle is the total market available. Okay. So out of all the, let's say there's 1 million people in our market, right? That's the total number of people available. Maybe, I don't know, 400,000 of them are qualified. Okay. And then out of that, I don't know, another 50,000 or 100,000 are our target market. So we're kind of niching down to focus more on one type of person, one type of market. So let's take that laundry detergent example for a moment here. So your target market, for example, is the moms who want to use cloth diapers. Okay. Now, once we've established brands with these cloth diapers, then and only then can you start to branch out. So the key thing is they've honed in on the moms with cloth diapers. Okay. Now, the qualified market for the organic laundry detergent would be people who are interested in the organic lifestyle. So that is a bigger size of the market. A subsection of that, a smaller niche of that, is the moms in the organic lifestyle group. Get it? Is this making sense, guys? The qualified market is everybody who are into organic lifestyle. Then the smaller group inside of that is your target market or your customer avatar. These are the moms who are using cloth diapers. Cool. Awesome. Right. So guys, we're getting we're getting deep into marketing tonight. Right. This is important to understand for this exercise. And then once you're clear on it, we'll be done with it. All right. So the available market is the larger, less targeted, broad size. It's the total available market for organic laundry detergent. And this would be anybody buying laundry detergent. Okay, the marketplace is laundry detergent buyers. Okay, so that's so we go from the available buyers to just the people interested in organic stuff to moms who want to use it for their cloth diapers. See how we're drilling down here? We're getting smaller and smaller. So how can we best understand our avatar? How do we get clear on who that is? Well, the worksheet for tonight is christcentercoaching.com/avatar. if you're going to use this worksheet, which you definitely want to, is you want to download it onto your computer, onto your desktop. I would not edit it in the internet browser. Make sure it has gone onto your computer first. If you edit it in your browser, it's not going to save. Okay. If you need help with that, support at christcenteredcoaching.com. So how can we understand our avatar best? Well, once we get clear, a little more clear on, all right, I think this is my avatar, I encourage people to interview them. Okay, a lot of you have been around for a minute. No, hey, go interview your avatar. You know, talk to 5 people, talk to 10 people that you already know that are a good fit to help you answer some of the questions on this avatar worksheet. This is something that you want to do, that you want to try with us tonight, and then we'll get even clearer and fine-tuned with your coach. Okay. Forums, message boards, reddit.com. This is a place where you can find more about your avatar, more about what they're into, they're talking about, what problems and challenges they have. So finding some forums or message boards, great resource. Facebook groups. This is a big shortcut, you know. So if you know, I'm looking to, you know, help combat veterans, I'm going to look at combat veteran Facebook groups. Okay. If I'm looking to, you know, help, you know, men who don't really feel like men, they feel like they're still boys, I'm going to go and find groups that are into, you know, what's that movie? I just told Pastor Joe to watch it. The Heart of Man. Great film. Great film. John Eldridge stuff, healing the father wound. I'm going to find stuff around that kind of messaging, around those kind of subjects, to best understand them and do some research and kind of understand what makes these people tick. Okay. So online communities. So a great example of this one's for wrestlers. Okay. The mat.com. The mat.com is just like everything wrestling that you would want to know. Like high school and college wrestling, not professional wrestling, but I'm positive there are communities and websites for, you know, that kind of stuff too. So you guys ready to get creative and compassionate for your avatar? Are we ready? Ready to go a little deeper? Let us know in the chat. All right, Lee, Bethany, Lorraine. All right, here we go. Let's get into it here. We're going to niche down to scale up. So here's kind of how it works. We're going to start at the top left over here. Top left, people. Okay, people, humans. Now let's go down. Are we serving believers, non-believers? I know that one's relevant for us. Men or women? Sometimes it can be both too. That part may not matter. Married or single? Are they a parent? If so, what are their ages of the kids, right? Having a toddler and having a teenager is a very different place in life, right? I don't have any kids, but I think that is pretty obvious. Occupation and education. Okay, for example, like Linda Neiman, she's helping, you know, high-level executives, healthcare professionals. So these are people that have, you know, advanced degrees or high level of experience, you know, 3 letters or their job title, that kind of stuff. So that is a difference than, you know, someone who, like, I'm thinking very different than Coach Deborah Kozine, who is helping, you know, truck drivers with her. She's a health coach for truck drivers, you know. All right, let's keep it going a little bit down more. Enthusiast or an interest, what are they into? You know, one of the things that I target in my ads is I target people that like the book, The Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren. You know, I like Todd White, so I target people that are into Todd White. A lot of the stuff that I'm into, that I know I'll resonate well with people, that my message is for, I'll pick those kind of interests. Okay. Now, this is a good one here. Surface level problem versus deeper pain underneath. Let me pause there and pull Jordan in the chat about this for a minute. So really, your avatar has two kinds of main categories of pain or points that they would respond to marketing.
Mhm.
The first, well, Jordan, do you want to kind of explain these?
Yeah, as far as like their pain and their challenges go. Yeah.
Sure.
So basically, if you can think of, what are people experiencing right now, like the pain that they're experiencing in this very moment, versus pain that they would have, down the road. Like it's going to be much easier to be able to speak to someone that's experiencing pain right now. Let me give you an example. We found out that we have mold in our home. It was a very easy decision for me to Google and hire a company like that. But if someone were to say months and months and months ago, you need to protect your home from mold, here's how, and you need to buy a dehumidifier and you need to buy this and buy this and buy this, that's a much harder thing to do, preventative, versus like someone's in pain right now, help me get out of it. So what things are people experiencing right now? What kind of pains are they experiencing right now that they want to solve? That you kind of hold that key to unlock and solve that thing for them. And then what kind of challenges are they experiencing in their life? Like, what challenges bring forth pain in their lives? Like what kind of things are they struggling with right now that brings about pain points? Like, let me say, then again, if I can use a personal story, my wife has had some health issues because of this mold, and we've been praying, and this is why this has happened. But those are the challenges that she's had, is the mold thing, her health issues. She's had these health issues, and it's brought about these big pain points in her life. She has headaches constantly. She's sick. It affects like our family in a great way. So as personal as this is, a mold company could recognize that those are things that are really difficult, and they have that answer to solve that problem for somebody. So, what are the pain points that your customers are experiencing? What are the challenges that they are experiencing as well? So think about those things in terms of your customer.
Awesome. Thanks, Bradley.
For sure.
So a surface level problem maybe, for example, is you're fighting a lot in your marriage. There's a lot of fighting or a lot of bickering in your marriage, right? But underneath that, there's actually something else. So there is a deeper pain. There's a deeper problem underneath that. So a lot of times I have to market and speak to my avatar at the surface level, right? Because going right to the deeper level pain, unless it's like, I need help now kind of thing, like Jordan was saying with the mold thing. If I go to the deeper level thing right immediately, it's too much. It's too intense. So for example, you may know that their solution is inner healing and deliverance, or working with you, going through, knowing what you know. But the surface level is, hey, we have terrible communication in our marriage. We're fighting a lot, or there's lack of intimacy. You're not sleeping in the same bed together. Okay, there's a deeper problem underneath that, where maybe there was an infidelity and there's still resentment. Maybe there was something that in somebody's past they're still hanging on to, and that's interfering with the marriage. Okay, but coming off and saying, it's kind of like this. Have you ever seen people on Facebook say, hey, what's your biggest challenge with XYZ? What's the biggest challenge you have in your marriage? What's your number one issue in your business right now? And a lot of times, unless you're like a person of authority, you see crickets on that, right? Nobody wants to air their dirty laundry on social media. So that's why those questions don't do too well. But talk to them at surface level problems. And you find out, once they come in the door, once they enter their name and an email address, they come into your world a bit, what is it they actually want, but what is it that they actually really need? So what they actually want is better. They want right now surface level. They want surface level. They want better communication in their marriage. They want to stop fighting. They want to be back in the same bed together. But what do they really need? Need forgiveness. Need to let go. Need to invite the Holy Spirit in to do a work. Okay. So you advertise, you market surface level. And once they start to come in and build a relationship with you, consume some of your content, your videos, you can then start talking about the deeper stuff. Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah, because sometimes that deeper stuff is like the thing that's going to unlock the other stuff. When someone is hung up, like we know because we're able to, I'm saying we as believers, we have the Holy Spirit and he's working on our behalf. And so when he's working and he's doing different things in someone's life, that's like the root cause of stuff that has to happen first in order for the other things to actually line up and actually work. And it's funny because it's like, who does that? Who does that in business, right? It's amazing what he does. He's so faithful.
Amen. So what's kind of the conversation that's happening in your avatar's mind? This is what we want to start thinking about in terms of really understanding who this person is. What are their thoughts and fears that are unspoken? What keeps them up at night? That's a really good one. Imagine here's a shortcut. A lot of times our avatar is a former version of us. It's us 10, 20 years ago, 15 years ago. It's us right on the other end of our breakthrough and that we're helping people with. And you know what? Maybe you're in the process of that right now, and that's totally cool. You're exactly where you're still supposed to be. Okay? Didn't catch God by surprise. What keeps them up at night? What are their secrets? Okay? This is really good. If you can figure out, what do they think that nobody else knows? And you speak that in your videos, you speak that in your marketing, you say the vulnerable things that you really know everyone's experiencing, but nobody gives voice to. That's good marketing. That's good communication right there. So what kind of pleasure or desire they want to move towards? Did you say something, Jordan?
Well, yeah, I just, here's a very practical thing that I do. If I'm having a conversation with, say, like my ideal avatar, my ideal person that I would love to work with, and I'm kind of, they're talking, they're saying things, I'll sometimes, and I'll say this to them, I'll say, do you mind if I actually take some notes? What you're saying is really powerful. And like, they're like, yeah, sure. And like, so as they're saying their pain points, as they're saying different things, I'm literally typing a full thing because I want to refer back to what they're saying, because it's like, here, this happened. This is a conversation I had with someone the other day. As they were talking, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is like, you're saying exactly the message that like I've been trying to communicate, but it's coming from you, not me. And like, it's amazing. So I will do that if they're coming in, they're talking about stuff, like I will type different things. Like if I'm on a Zoom call, I'm like, yes, that's amazing. Like, because I know that like, if I can help that one person in that one area and I have a note about it, I know that I can create content or help someone else in that area as well. So it's just a really cool habit to do, of just like kind of taking those notes a little bit. So you're speaking their language and you're resonating with them, and you can help them on that level much better.
Yeah.
So that's a little practical tip.
I like that. That's good. Take notes, interview people. All right. What do they hope or would dare to believe is possible for them? Another way to ask this question, who did you need? Who did you need when you were going through what you were going through? Your job is to be that person for them. Who did you need? And then stand for that. What do they hope or would dare to believe is possible for them? Your job as a coach is to create transformation, is to open possibilities for them. But we want to be clear. We want to know, what is the belief? What is the possibility? What is the hope that they would want to have? So this is more important. This is a really important one. What problems do they have? What problems do they have? Okay. A lot of good marketing and good communication is how to. What is the problem or issue they have? Here's a solution, the problem solution model. Okay. So when you know their pains, needs, and wants, you're clear on what message they need to hear. Because the number one thing that somebody wants when they're in pain is a painkiller. They want the bleeding to stop. They want the pain to go away. So what's the message they need to hear? What's the promise? What's the hope? That their pain will go away, that the need will be satisfied. The thing that you want is achievable. What gives them hope? Okay, we're really getting inside the head of our avatar. We really want to understand them. And it's a little bit of work to get inside the head and understand them really well. And once you do that, this avatar worksheet, it's what I use for everything. And when I go to write emails, I'll look at it, refresh myself. When I go to make a video, avatar worksheet, right? When me and Jordan are doing events or ads or any of that stuff, I'm making sure, am I communicating stuff that would be in line with my avatar? Do I have their pains, needs, and wants? What are they afraid of? What's the benefit or the result that they want? Okay, we'll do an exercise when we coming up here soon called before and after, and we'll get clear on what is their before state and what's their after state, and that helps us to create really good lead magnets and really good offers. So we'll do that exercise here in the near future. What do they not like? What do they want to avoid? Right? A lot of this is so one of ours is how to create a coaching business online without having to know how to do all the tech. Right? We got a done for you option here that we're doing all the tech for you. What is your message that allows them to feel that you understand them better than anyone else? Shortcut here. Me too. That's the shortcut. Hey, it was me too. Here's my story. That's why a great version of ourselves in our avatar is often a prior version of us. All right, this is the customer avatar worksheet. Jordan, let me give you the link here for a second, and we can pull up and do some examples here.
Yeah, I think I put it in the chat earlier.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I just sent it to you. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on.
So let me explain the four main areas of this worksheet first, and then we'll do some. You guys may have seen this before. I've shared it before when we did the challenge a month or so ago in VIP. But now we're going to take a deep dive in it, and you'll understand more how crucial this is. Like when you're clear on this, you should be able to give this worksheet to a marketer and say, hey, this is what this is who my who is. A copywriter can take that and know what to do. A good one at least. All right, customer avatar worksheet. Let's start top left. Okay, top left. Goals and values. These are the goals and values that your avatar would have. So this would be like what they aspire to, what they hope to, what are values they have. Do they value Doing things fast, time freedom. Do they value God's voice? Or does that not matter to them? You know, that's a good thing to put in here too. You know, what they don't value sometimes is also helping you get clear on what they do. Okay. The middle part here, name, age, gender, marital status, age of children, location. This is just to kind of make it more of a person. So like when I'm going to create content or a video or write something for them, it's easier to think of, you know, let's just do an example here. We're gonna call, we'll do a fun one. The name of my avatar is gonna be Harry. That's his name, Harry. And his problem is that he has way too much hair.
Okay.
Way too much hair. That's his problem. It's growing off of his face, off of his head, just everywhere. Harry is super hairy. Okay. He is 40 years old. He's a man. He is single and no children, probably because of his hairiness problem. So now for this example, let's go over to challenges and pain points. What would be some of the challenges or pain points that Harry has? Okay. Maybe he has a hard time finding hats that fit for him because he has so much hair on his head.
Joseph said he can't get a job.
He can't get a job.
Dating, he's embarrassed about his hair.
Dating, yep.
He has to shave every 5 minutes.
Yep. Pain point is he's got to shave all the time. He cuts himself. He's in a rush.
Can't get a wife, staying clean, clothes fit weird. Too many razors.
Yep. People confuse him as what's the guy? It from what's that show? The Addams Family. Like, I know I'm being silly with this example, but you get the idea, right? So sources of information here. Sources of information. So let's pick a more real example now. Sources. Jordan, you want to pick an avatar here?
Rafi said that he feels attacked.
That's hilarious.
I don't know that I could top Harry. Oh gosh.
So what sources of information is different books, magazines, websites that your avatar would consume. Remember I was saying before that one of the things that I would target is people who have read the book Purpose Driven Life by Rick Warren. Another book I might target is Joyce Meyer's Battlefield of the Mind. Right? I might target stuff by Michael Heiser, who's written a lot of stuff on the supernatural. Magazines, okay, maybe Charisma Today, Success Magazine, stuff like that. Blogs, websites, okay, conferences. What events are they going to? Are people going to revivals? Okay, what are the gurus, celebrities, public figures that they are following on Instagram, that they're following on Facebook, that they consume on YouTube? This is like really like, what does this person do when they go on a computer? When they go on their phone, like what places do they go hang out online? Okay. Bottom right here, objections and roles. Possible objections. This is reasons why they would say no to working with you. And it's important to know this because you can overcome it preemptively in your marketing when you know why they would say no in advance. Okay. For example, I know a big objection in my business is I'm not technical. I don't have any tech skills. I can barely get on Zoom. Hey, not a problem. We can handle all of the tech stuff for you, and we can help you learn the stuff that you do need to know, right? So when you know what their objections are, you can handle it in your copy, right? Here's 3 ways to build a 6-figure Christian coaching business without learning coding and ads and becoming an internet marketer. Okay. Objections would be, I don't want to become technical. I don't want to be at a computer. Objections might be, I don't have enough time. I need to talk to my spouse. I don't have any money. Role in the purchase process. This is either themselves, maybe it's their boss, maybe it's them and their spouse. I used to work with a woman named Connie. She was a caregiver coach. So if people were going to hire her as a coach, who she was talking to, who was buying her services was the family, the kids of the parent that they were caretaking for. And Connie would show them what to do and how to help them get started and stuff. Isn't that a great name? Connie, the caregiver coach.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, she was a blast. All right. So any questions on this before we do some breakthrough seats? I was going to call them hot seats, but I want to call them breakthrough seats now because that's what happens when you get in the seat. Any questions about this? No questions. Awesome. All right. Can I get some volunteers? Who wants to work on your avatar? Who wants to get clear right now? I saw Lee Pettyjohn. What's up, Lee?
Hi there.
How are you?
I am wonderful. Yes, I would love some help with my avatar.
Hi, Lee.
Hello.
Just curious, do you guys have a name for your triad?
I think we're just the Triad Sisters. Is that what we are, right?
Triad Sisters, I like it. That's a great, I just thought of an idea. We should come up with names for your triad group. All right, come up with a name. That's part of the homework. Come up with a fun name or whatever you want to call yourself. You're for your triad group, or if you're a group of 2, your battle buddies, that's cool too. So Jordan, you got that avatar worksheet and we can work through it with Lee?
I sure do. Pull this up for you guys.
So Lee, as Jordan's pulling that up, can you give us, where are you at so far with your avatar? Who do you feel that, God is calling you to? Who does your heart kind of break for? Who would you love to help?
Definitely. Well, I had actually completed it, and it's all vague and very, very generic. So I definitely need to dig a bit deeper.
Mm-hmm.
But to answer your question, women, I said from ages 18 to 65. So just a wide range of women who are just finding themselves in need.
All right, so let's get that on there, Jordan. Women, what was the age, Lee?
18 to 65 plus.
Okay, that's a big age group. That's everybody. So we'll start there.
Okay, I hear you now.
Yep, we're gonna help you. No worries. Hey guys, can we give Lee a round of applause for volunteering, just getting in the hot seat and working on the breakthrough this in the group? That's awesome. That's where the breakthrough happens. All right. So Lee, is this woman married or single?
Either or, but I think more married.
Okay.
And that was one of my questions as you were just kind of breaking down with the niche down to scale up. Does it have to be an either or necessarily, or how does that work? You know what I mean? What if there are women who just simply aren't married, but they fully fit into the whole avatar?
Right. So that's okay. You gotta aim at something, like when you go to shoot an arrow at a target, there's a bullseye. So your avatar is the bullseye. And if you hit just outside the bullseye, that's still cool. Like you still got points for that. Like that's still a win. You know, like Sadie's event that's happening right now is for female veterans, but she has other people who are the spouses of veterans, or, you know, have done stuff with the National Guard, or are, what's it called when you work in an ambulance?
EMT.
EMT. They're EMTs, right? Not necessarily veterans, but they're just outside of that bullseye target, but she can still help them. They still resonate with the message. Does that make sense?
It does, yes, thank you. So I would say married, yes.
Married. Okay. They got some kids?
They have children. They've got 2 children.
All right, cool. Let's do that. 2 children. Great. And Lee, I kind of like to understand like the problems and challenges first. Tell me about some of the challenges and pain points, and what kind of keeps them awake and tossing and turning at night.
I would say what keeps them awake, just their feeling of not being worthy, trying to seek their purpose, their meaning in life. They're doing and doing and doing for so many other people. They've kind of lost hope, and they've lost direction in who they are. So yeah, I think these are women who are believers, but because of life and circumstances, they're just not as focused and seeking God and trusting Him as they should.
Yeah, talk to me more about the lost direction thing, and the you know, I like when you said the doing. I kind of get like the picture of the mom who sort of like lost herself.
Exactly what I was thinking too.
In the midst of caring for her family, like she's taken a back seat. She's been second place. Is that kind of who it is?
It is 100%. And like you said, and then I think someone else made mention in the chat, my avatar really, I feel, is me. I feel like there was definitely a place when my children were younger, and even now being teenagers, that I was so busy being mom and homeschool mom and working outside the home and working inside the home and just being busy wife, all these different titles and wearing all these hats that I think my avatar just, you're so busy doing, you're not being, if that makes sense. Doing for others.
Like you give and you give and you give, and there's nothing left for you or your spouse.
Absolutely, totally deplenished. Yes.
So Lee, would that be, you mentioned when your children were younger. So how old are your children now?
They are, well, they're not babies anymore. So 18 and 16.
Okay.
So this is I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to ask, is this you currently, or is this you when your children were, 2, 3, 4, 5 years old?
I think definitely when they were much younger. Now, that's not me. However, I can relate so much that it's like I'm just a step away. You see what I'm saying? I still homeschool my daughter. I still have those hats that I'm wearing, but I can see that, no, that's not healthy. So no, but I'm not too far removed, if I'm honest.
Yes, I totally understand that. Like the feeling of just feeling totally empty and still having to try to give out of that place.
Absolutely.
So the reason I said that is because my wife is at home with our kids, and it's exhausting. Literally, like a text saying the kids won't go to sleep. Like, oh, and my heart breaks for her because I know what she's going through right now. And so the reason I want to keep going down this path a little bit is we can refine this right here, this age area. So 18 to 65 even, of just saying like, okay, whoa, sorry, my computer's going crazy. 18 to 65, maybe this is more, let's say 25 to 35 if they're new
I
moms.
agree. I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, that feels better. So Lee, talk to me more about like what's causing the burnout. What's causing? I like what Joy said. We could put this in as a quote for the avatar. I'm pouring from an empty pitcher.
Wait, what'd she say? I'm sorry, I missed it.
I'm pouring from an empty pitcher.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, the quote here in the middle, I didn't really talk about that. The quote here in the middle is basically like their motto, their mantra, a statement that sort of encapsulates the avatar, something that they would say about themselves. So yeah, Lee, what's causing the burnout and the challenges here? Is it career? Is it relationship? Talk to us more about that.
I think it's all of the above. I think it's career. I think it's relationship with, with spouse, with self. I think all of the above. And so that's kind of why I made mention initially, discovering who you are, and I'm so proud to say who I am because I'm thankful, or rather how old I am, because I'm thankful for every year God has given me. But I'm 55 and it took me a really long time to get to a place of knowing who I was. You're grown at 18 and I just wasn't. And it took much, much longer. And then you have children and you get married and you have all these responsibilities. And I think also there's childhood issues that never quite got resolved or addressed. So there's so many layers, I think.
Burden, let's put that in there too. It's like past childhood issues.
Yeah.
Or unresolved resentment. All right, coaches, feel free to chime in the chat. You guys are getting the same picture here. And I love the mastermind kind of environment where we help each other out.
Yeah, and they've got to be feeling totally burnout because kids are always needing things, and it's the battle of being selfless when you're like empty. I think that's Gloria Glow.
Yeah.
Feeling empty and invisible.
Yeah. So also think about this. So
conversation.
Lee said that it is, relationships and career. So if this mom is working, her kids are of the age that they can maybe go to school or daycare or something like that. Okay.
Can you say that last thing again? I'm sorry.
I was saying that this person, like a pain point for them is that their kids, they may have to be paying for daycare, or just keeping in mind that they may have kids in school.
Hey Lee, let's define this a little bit more. What's the age of these kids? The two children that she has.
I'd say I'd say 5 and 7-ish.
Okay, because that's going to help us define, like, kind of what Ron just said. Are they going to daycare, or at that point are they in kindergarten? And the challenges are going to be different than a newborn baby, right? And so that's going to help us really identify those different challenges that she's running too. Because Terrence had a really good point, or he said, and I think I saw Gloria say something about the age range being 35 to 45 for someone who's feeling burnt out. So I think defining how old their kids are is going to help us understand like the age range that these women are. Because
and I do feel like that they will, I know you made mention, will they be in daycare? I feel like we have a very, very large homeschool community here. And I feel like that's my target market as a homeschool family. that they won't be in daycare. They're home with mom.
So mom is a stay-at-home mom, or does she have a career?
She has a career from home typically.
Okay.
So she's doing these things at home, and her children are home as well.
Okay.
Okay, that's awesome. That's super clear. So for job title in the middle, Jordan, let's put work from home career.
Okay. Cool. I think what we're also starting to get to is if she's homeschooling, that makes me start to think like, okay, Lee, what are her values if she's homeschooling? What are your values as homeschooling?
Values as far as God values, or you mean something different? As far as school?
Sure. Yes, both.
All of the above. Typically, the homeschool association that I work with, and me personally, in my belief, is definitely Christian based. And so, the values would be putting God first. Most of the families do, in fact, as we spoke of earlier, are married, but the father is working outside the home. So I feel like I'm not answering your question with the values.
Well, you're doing a good job. Keep going.
Does everybody
God
eat at the
first,
dinner
family.
table? Everyone eat at
Yes.
the dinner table or at the sofa?
Yes. Yep. Eating at the dinner table. Dad, when dad is home from work, mom is feeling very, back to that whole, mom is homeschooled. Mom has done her, she's worked from home, fed the children, schooled the children. Now mom is at that dinner table. So it's that consuming mom role, and she's taking on a lot. Dad is there, but dad is at work. So he's there, but a bit distant where it comes to all these different activities and things that have to be done to maintain the family while dad is at work.
Oh, good, Lee. So Jordan, here's some things I want to add to it that I'm grabbing from our crew in the chat. Wearing a lot of hats.
Yeah.
Yes.
Another way to say it, like I like what Pam said, like extra weight or double weight is on her.
Yes. Yeah. Man.
Michelle says, Lee, do you have a video camera in my house? Doing that as a single parent. There you go. Michelle might be a good person for you to interview.
There you go.
The art of plate spinning. It's awesome. It's funny. Okay, challenge multitasking all the time.
Oh, what about not being able to complete a task because your children need something in the middle of what you're doing? Always constant.
No me time.
Definitely.
Right, so let me make a point about Avatar here. So there might be, for example, dads that would relate to this message that are just on the other side of the thing, right? But even though that they would relate and resonate it, that's not who Lee is focused on. That's not who God has her for. So your marketing may pull other people or whatever, but this is the person that we want to talk to. Just because we can help other people, or if we keep it broad, if you keep your marketing broad, it's essentially not effective because you just come in, it just turns to noise because it blends in too much. All right, so some goals would be is like maybe balance.
Balance. Setting clear me time.
Yeah, I was gonna say like time to feel refreshed. So,
More assistance from dad.
Okay, like create order in the house, routine.
Correct. I say order, routine, exactly. Spending
Boundaries.
time with family.
Yeah, these are great. Time management, meal prepping. Okay, I think a big challenge or pain, let's do pain point, is just a big lack of self-care.
hmm.
Because there's no time for it.
Yeah, I was gonna say no time for self-care.
And then when you do voice it, you feel guilty.
Who told y'all? This is so true. This is so good. This is really good.
Yeah.
So now, like, look, let's pause here for a second. Look how clear we are on some of the pain points.
Mhm.
Imagine writing an email that says something like, hey, do you feel like you're wearing too many hats? That you're carrying unnecessary weight at home, at work? That you actually have you'd love to take care, you'd love to take a bubble bath, but there's just absolutely no time for it. And if there is time, you'd feel guilty if you did. You have my attention.
Yes.
Yeah.
You saw me set up. You have my attention. You saying it.
Bubble bath?
Yeah. Well,
That
literally,
is so good.
you have to hide in a closet to eat a snack.
That is so good.
Because the kids are like, you got a snack? I just want a moment.
So are you guys connecting the dots here why getting so clear and like really elaborating on this is important? Like, I know we're taking a minute here, but we're going kind of slow on this for a reason, to really get like the process. You're going to do this with your coach too, if we don't, because we can only do so many, time permitting, tonight. But this is something that your coach can do with you as well, right? We're just asking lead questions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I think we got the gist of it. Let's do sources of information. Let's do 1 or 2 more minutes, and then we'll move on. So sources of information. Lee, what kind of stuff is the homeschool career mom reading and consuming?
I would say you made mention of a reference, Joyce Meyer's, the Battlefield of the Mind. I think that's definitely one.
Yep. And if you are serving like Christians, like the Bible is just a given. You don't have to list that one on here.
I would say some kind of parenting books. I mean, just
Amy, Amy Hayes, what's like the super parenting books? Tell us some super parenting.
Gosh, you'd think I would know that, huh?
I put her on the spot. Tell us all of the perfect books.
I probably need to do some research on that myself. There's Growing Kids God's Way. A lot of homeschoolers like that. Which, yeah, that's popular with homeschoolers.
Nice.
I saw someone write Abeka. That is the curriculum that we use, actually. So that's good too.
Oh, that's really good. Man, I was homeschooled for 4th grade. I remember that, and we did Abeka.
Very good.
Magazines, so like maybe parenting magazine, focus on the family.
That's a good one.
I'm thinking like websites, maybe like Christianity Today. Stuff like that.
Okay. the conferences, women's conferences, whether it's something at church, even a national one after COVID. So yes.
Dove TV, Gloria says. Yep. Maybe Beth Moore. Mhm.
Yeah, and something else that you guys can do just practically is Google, like, put the word top Christian parenting books, top Christian, motherhood magazines. If you use the word top, a lot of people will have resources, blog posts that are listing those different things that you can pull a lot of that information, put it into here.
Yeah, I would pick like a lot of homeschool stuff here.
Yeah.
On this kind of stuff too. Bethany gave a good tip. There's a Facebook group called Let the Children Fly. That's a good one to look into. Parenting group for raising kingdom kids. Cool.
Let the children fly.
Let the children fly.
Thank you. Perfect.
All right, cool. And then objections and roles, it's either them or their spouse. And objections are the common ones: time, money. I'm sure you can think of some other ones. But Jordan will save this and send it over to you, Lee.
Did you see me writing off fast? Perfect. Thank you so much.
We got it all
awesome.
here for you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Guys, can we give Lee a round of applause?
Good job, Lee.
Awesome. Great work, Lee.
Thank you.
All right. Let's do some more. We got time for a few more.
I think also something to note even on this, guys, is like the answers to the pain points is your content, is your offers, is your messaging. That it's important to do this exercise because you're going to be able to narrow that down and get clear, because there's a coaching program sitting in this document for Lee, right? How cool is that? Like, so it's important to get clear on this kind of stuff so that you can answer those questions in your business and helping people get that transformation.
Absolutely. I heard the Holy Spirit say, do Rafi next. So Rafi, you're next.
I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you. Yeah, I do. All right, Jordan's gonna pull up another sheet for you. Now, Rafi, I know you and I started talking a little bit about this through Voxer, but start us off. Like, who are you? For those that don't know, who are you thinking about helping? Kind of describe that. Who you think your avatar is at the moment?
So when I first got into this, I guess the wider net that I wanted to cast was people recovering from trauma and emotional challenges. And just when we were kind of going through this session before, I realized that a lot of people start out on a path of spiritual search, or like just a search for meaning, or they're like spiritual seekers in the world at large, or like the secular world. And a lot of that might result from really being out of whack spiritually, and they don't know where to find the answer that we found as Christians. So like something I was reading before was just talking about how like all the personal development and search for meaning and things that people are looking for to kind of arrive at a place of peace or like feel at home with themselves is there the whole time. And they just need to stop really feeling like they're less than or not enough, or something needs to give for them to be at home with God.
Interesting. So Rafi, so these are people who are really searching, who are in some kind of, like, maybe they're not even conscious, but they're they're in some kind of pain. And it sounds like they're just searching for different paths or ways to kind of heal and find wholeness.
Yeah, like the new age world and even the personal development world. I've found answers in the word that they might have not given the practical way to achieve the thing. Like there's might not be a lot of practicality about it, but when I read the word, I'm like, wow, that just jumps out at me as like something that's touted in the personal development world, that you can do it yourself, but it always leaves God out, and or might sprinkle a little God on the side, or like the universe or something, as if it's just like a, yeah, I don't know how to complete that thought.
I got you. You're doing great, man. So Jordan, let's go over to goals and values with this. And what I'm hearing is like they have a desire to connect with something greater than themselves. They have a desire to find contentment, fulfillment, healing, love for themselves.
Healing is a big one. Yeah, so, like self-love is an idea out there. You know.
Yeah, self-love. What about is this one, Rafi, like the idea that like I am my own God or something? I am my own deity.
Well, you know, there's a yeah, you know, in other words, yeah, that I can do it all myself with, you know, so long as I'm aligned with the universe or something, you know, and it doesn't really give credence to God.
Okay. So yeah, so it's basically it sounds like it's people seeking all of the benefits of God without the relationship or the knowledge of the truth.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, so what does that end up producing in their lives?
Oh, a whole lot of confusion and spinning around and feeling like there's always a need for more, or the next, like the next deeper solution, the next layer to be peeled back, or, you know, just really, it's, you know, it's a really deep pit of shiny object syndrome, because you might get some gain or return from a process, but then, you know, at least for me, it was like I'd find some equanimity or peace in different things, but then I didn't have the foundation laid to be immutable from that place. So I'd always wind up worse than where I started, because I didn't have that relationship going. You know, even though I did, but it wasn't at the forefront, and it certainly wasn't like a priority. It was just like a deep within thing that I wasn't really, it wasn't prominent for me.
Yeah, notice some of Bethany Anderson's comments. I think she actually has some really good insight into this. I have a little bit as well, having some friends in this world. Counterfeit kingdom. That's a good way to do it.
Ooh.
I'd put that as the quote. I live in the counterfeit kingdom. And I like the idea of like I don't know, like I don't know if this is the right word, insatiable, like insatiable. What's the word I'm looking for, Rocky? Insatiable spirituality. Like the idea here, Linda said, like the idea of never being satisfied. Thirst, pursuit, craving.
You know, someone wrote something here, leaves you ultimately empty and constantly trying to be filled. So I think that rings true a lot. I mean, even just out in the world, like the idea of consumerism or addictions, like it's huge. Everybody's trying to fill this gaping void that can't be full because they're not right with God and then themselves, you know. And in the secular world, just shows up as like a very narcissistic, like I need more to this insatiable hunger that really can't be filled unless you're filled with His Spirit. Like a lot of my addictive tendencies just completely vanished when His Spirit filled me, because my relationship to myself and the world at large was so full up by Him that I didn't need a substitute or to reach for something to distract me from why I wasn't satisfied. You know, it just got it to the core, to where like they just fell away.
Wow.
Yeah, Rafi, I just want to acknowledge and honor your vulnerability and your truth, man. Like it's really refreshing. I just see you playing all out right now. So, I just want to, you're killing it right now.
Thanks.
Yeah. This is good. They convinced themselves their self-love is the solution. I like that. Self-love is a big
And there might even be a component there where people get stuck at that level. Cause like I see even a lot of my friends online and stuff where they became coaches and stuff and they're in the secular world and they're so full of themselves and like why they're the rock star of their life and they can manifest anything and like go idolize me because I've got your answers and they forgot to, you know, include God in it. And if they took that, and I almost got caught there too, where like, thank God I broke out of that because I started, wow, he didn't want me there. So I didn't stay there very long. And it humbled me to realize that it wasn't me doing it the whole time, even though it's easy enough to take credit.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you're out too.
Oh yeah.
So I want to name this guy Wandering William.
Wandering William.
You learn more and it's easier to remember when you give it funny names, and then all of your business becomes much more fun.
Yeah, narcissism.
And like Jordan, you just put narcissism in there. I know my narcissistic tendencies that I had to break free from came as a result of a fierce independence that, you know, or the rebel spirit or something that came as a result of early trauma and like stuff like that. So narcissism is a huge, you know, hot button right now. And a lot of people are kind of aware of the impact in their life, or they're judging other people that they're the narcissist. But like, in a sense, I feel like if you're in a relationship with one, you might also have part of that you disown. So the whole like shadow projection is like, I don't know. And this is all secular stuff or like worldly terminology. So I don't know how
That's cool. That's fine. We just got to get it out of you. That's okay.
Yeah. But like the closet narcissist who has a big heart and doesn't know why they hurt or how to put a salve on it. You know, that's who I was for a while. Like I knew that I was more generous and loving and kind and caring that I could ever display. But like the me sickness, it's all about me and forgetting about we. And I really believe that's at the core of like a lot of what's going on in the world is we got, you know, there's others, and Christianity is all about that, is, you know, service to others, not to the self.
Yeah. Isn't it so funny how it's like called the upside down kingdom, because it's like we're literally told to die to ourselves. Like so opposite.
So Rafi, like what is like the ultimate win for this person? Like what do they value most above anything else? Like if I'm living my best life and I'm this person, what does that look like?
Well, I mean, I could speak for me because I'm still trying to get, or I'm not even necessarily trying to get there, but I feel I'm on my way there, you know, on the path of the straight and narrow, so to speak. But I was just sharing with Sal the other day. I said, for most of my life, all I wanted was to go through a day where I felt peace and love in my heart and content to be able to share in this gift of life and to get, you know, God's love is in everything. And like, I avoided the simple pleasures and I tried to skip past over into the metaphysical. And some other teacher that I'm working with put it like, let him put the super in your natural, you know, don't always reach for the supernatural. So like, I was always reaching for the supernatural and thinking that like, I could get it right from the top down instead of having that foundation in there. So I think and the spiritual bypassing is a huge thing. So I didn't know I was like spiritual bypassing for so long, which is like feeling like you had these peak experiences or you unlearned enough to like be something different than you were, and you skip past all the steps and now you're better than everyone else because you got some advanced level way to be human, right? But then you forgot how to, say I love you before you go to bed to your wife, or like you missed the simple part of it. And so it really, people are blind to like the good meat of the sandwich. I don't know how to put that, but
Yeah, that's good. So like what I'm hearing you say is yeah, you got metaphysics, finding like your highest form of self, enlightenment, self-love.
yeah, but it's all there in the when you slow down and you don't skip past it all those things that are, like the return that you're looking for in like the higher realms or something is really in the present moment. It's easy to just miss the point, at least for me. And for I feel like my generation, or like even the ones younger, a lot of people are going through a similar journey.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, put in, that's a good one too, law of attraction.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, or like manifesting, like
Manifesting, yep.
yeah, he's the manifester, and if we like let him do it for us, we don't need to do some arcane, like, I don't know, witchcraft to try to get what we want, because it might not be
That's
what.
exactly what it is. Yeah.
Wow.
Well said, Rafi.
But I think a problem meeting a lot of these people is to meet them where they're at, because it's easy to get full of yourself, or like think that things are working out for you because you get some, it's like you get a result, but it's never the whole. It's not like there's always more that you need to do. But like a lot of these like teachers or ways of thinking or schools of training that do the new age or the law of attraction or
Mhm.
manifest, if you dive deep in them and you give an effort, like you might actually go like progress, where like I know for me, for a long time I'd acquire all this information and I wouldn't take action on any of it. It would just gain digital dust in a hard drive somewhere. And it took a long time for me to even get to the point where I was taking action to see like, hey, can I actually get the result they promised? And then when I applied myself, I got a result, and I'm like, okay, I'm on the path to developing myself. But and I won't look past down my nose at any of that stuff because it got me where I'm at. But it's easy to get lost in that mix or stuck in that maze with no exit or something.
Yeah, for sure. Like I like to say, for every perversion, there is a pure version. You can say that both ways. So, the reality is a lot of the new age stuff and these alternative things, they're real. Like they work, but they're also demonic. So the truth sets you free. And one of the things the Lord spoke to me about, Rafi, I hope you don't mind if I share this, is that Rafi and his partner are to be like secret agents to this community. Like they understand it because they were in there, and we're light in a dark place. So I just love the kind of the mission here to help these people kind of come out and find true path to salvation and a better way of doing life. So let's go to, we got a good picture of this. I think there's even a little bit more to add here with goals and values and find out like what they really want. That's what I would kind of interview about, Rafi, and beef up in this.
Okay.
Let's take one more minute and do sources of information real quick. What are some books, magazines, websites?
I mean, like Law of Attraction, the biggest teacher out there, which is like one of these
Secret.
Abraham Hicks.
Oh yeah, Abraham Hicks.
Say it again.
Abraham Hicks. It's like it's a woman. I don't even know, and she channels a being called Abraham.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. So The Secret.
Oh yeah.
The Seeker.
That one's a bit more mainstream. Yeah. That's The Secret. Secret. Like shh.
Oh. Okay.
Well, I mean, it took that whole world and made it mainstream. I don't know if before
Right.
a lot of people were tuned into this kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez, just breaks my heart, man. I love that. I love that you're doing this, Rocky.
Thanks.
I know, right? And we get to help them.
I know a few people that came from this as well, new agey stuff, and they're helping people get out of it too. It's amazing the testimonies that come out of it. So thank you for doing this.
Yeah, we got some more authors and influencers in the chat here, Jordan.
Oh, cool.
Thank you guys for doing this. Look at my sheet before we started getting me talking. There's nothing.
All right, cool. Jordan will send this to you, Rafi. Great job, man. Thank you for your vulnerability, and you can definitely hear the healing in your voice that you're getting, and I don't hear you wearing chains or beating yourself up for stuff in the past, and I find that refreshing. So just a testament of the healing that in progress that you are making. So round of applause for Rafi. Good job, brother.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. I saw Katina's hand up before. Katina.
Hi.
Hey, Katina.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing great. I love teaching Avatar.
Oprah. I'm sorry, I'm still thinking because I've got a lot of them.
So Katina, talk to us about who you want to help, who you really want to serve.
Sorry, I'm moving my little guy. So I want to serve moms and daughters.
All right,
Okay. Tell us more. What kind of moms and daughters are these? Are they have great relationships, or is it a challenging relationship?
Relationships.
Challenging. How so?
Maybe I'm having some difficulties with the teen daughter with maybe running away. Drugs. Just having bad, being around the wrong crowd, things like that. I found it. Okay.
Would mom call her like a rebel or like a problem child?
Maybe, or a.
You don't have to be politically correct tonight.
She may be a problem child.
Okay.
I mean, that's usually what they're labeled as. I wasn't thinking to label them as a problem child or maybe just a lost child.
Lost, misunderstood, hurting.
Yes.
Yeah. There's definitely some rebellion going on here.
Yes.
Maybe rejection too.
Yes, rejection, maybe just identity problems.
So yeah, this one is interesting because we're thinking about the mom and the daughter at the same time, because I'm imagining that are you going to be helping like just coaching mom, or like are you envisioning like working with mom and daughter together?
Envisioning working with mom and daughter together.
Okay, awesome.
My daughter about it. Asking her would she be willing to just kind of, when my vision was like when I do lives and like some role playing, and just kind of sharing some of our story to help other moms and daughters, and from a different view of not just biological daughters, but maybe the daughter that is not biologically the mom's.
Right, like stepdaughter,
Could be a stepdaughter, could be
adopted.
child, could be adoption, could be the grandmother,
Mm.
but they've raised them like their daughter. And a lot of times in those situations is when we have the identity issues and the crisis, you know, in that teenage, just trying to identify who they are.
So basically, we kind of have two parts of this avatar. It is interesting. So the daughter is just, you know, for sake of our conversation, you know, like stereotypical rebel, doing all the wrong things. I'm hurting. I want attention. You don't understand me. Well, get away from me, but I want you, but I don't. Like that kind of thing.
Right.
So what are some of the challenges and pain points for mom?
Not being heard, being misunderstood when she's trying to draw the child back in or draw the daughter back in. Sleepless nights.
Worried. Yeah.
Yeah,
Worried.
worry, stress, fear, doubt.
Wondering if she's a good mom or not.
Right. Yes, that's what made me think of doubt. Doubting them, you know, herself.
Think about, these are the things that mom is like almost ashamed of. Maybe she does carry shame for it.
Mm.
Maybe she's blaming herself for all this.
Yes.
When you say doubt about what?
Doubt about her advice that she gives. She's when it's not being received, it causes sometimes to be, you second guess yourself. Did I say the right thing? Did I say it in the right tone? Was I not stern enough?
Mm.
Was I too stern?
Mhm.
You know.
So it's like you're like questioning yourself, doubting yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, Amy kind of encapsulated it. What's wrong with me? You know, Jessica says broken heart for her child, definitely. I think that's the quote. Actually, that's even better. Amy's got some good insight. How do I let my daughter know I really care for her?
Oh yeah, that's really good.
That's the quote right there.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amy. Good input. This is why I love the mastermind format. Yeah, Amy's got a similar avatar. You know, yeah, Amy and Katina is probably good for you guys to talk shop at some point.
Yes. Amy's awesome.
Yeah, she's taking action all the time. So what would be some of the goals? Let's think about goals for mom. Because I want to focus more on mom, because I think mom's going to be ultimately the one that we market to and is like the major decision maker here, and ultimately pays for it.
Yeah.
You know, your 14-year-old's not going to go, oh yeah, here's $3,000 for our, you know, for our coaching.
Right.
But she can always welcome the daughter into, you know, what you're doing with it, like keeping that an open loop or an open door. For her.
Yeah.
So I would say, what do you think? Like a goal could be maybe that she just wants a healthy relationship with her daughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
better.
It doesn't have to be like amazing. It's just like, let's just get healthy
Okay.
at this point. Like, of course, Katina's gonna aim for the moon, but I think like this person is like, this person feels like they're just spent,
Yeah.
like at end of the rope sort of thing. Ooh, that was good, Joy. Healthy relationship with herself, like love for herself,
Yeah. Self-care.
self-care. Is this mom what's the word? Again, I'm not politically correct. Like a bit of a pushover, like her daughter's getting away with everything.
No.
No? Okay. What does the discipline dynamic kind of look like?
Give in
Give in? Okay.
a little too much. So this is probably me.
Old you. Old you.
Old me, old me, old me.
Yeah. So the goals would be able to
Yeah.
set boundaries that work.
Healthy boundaries that work.
Yep.
Hey, Katina,
Communication.
is she? That's a good one too. Is she a single mom?
No,
Okay, so she's married.
she doesn't have to be.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think this one matters. I think it's more, what more matters is the mother-daughter relationship is not too hot. Oh man, this is great. I just see this having a rippling effect. Lee, I believe this is gonna, when you work with people, that you're gonna break generational curses here in families that have had this division.
Oh yeah, the love languages are amazing.
Yes.
Mhm.
I have some ideas for the love language. And I talked to Ron, and I think I shared a few, some of it with you too, Jordan, with the whole journal aspect.
Yeah,
And I was thinking about, having headers on each page to start the conversation.
That's really good.
yeah, that's awesome.
So what if she just values just getting to know her daughter? Like, because
Yeah.
having those kind of conversations, like, oh my goodness, I can open some stuff up right there.
And that's why I thought about the journaling and having the
Yeah.
conversation starters to get to know, what you thought you knew, but then you realize you don't know.
Yeah, Katina, I shared that idea with 2 people, and I can't tell you how excited both of them were to do that with their daughter.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
And then we haven't got your book yet. It's gonna be so much better when we make the book.
Yes, yes.
Like, just guys, a little side note here is like, she values getting to know her daughter.
Hmm.
And so Katina has already an offer, or part of her offer is she's going to create a journal with amazing questions to help her do that. So like looking at something simple like that is like, I can create a solution for that, and it's going to serve them really well. So that's awesome, Katina. You're on the right track. Absolutely.
My daughter and I, we like to do this coffee place at the mall. So I had the idea of doing mugs, mother-daughter mugs, so that when they have that one-on-one time together, that they can have coffee or they can have hot chocolate. I could offer tea bags. And so in the package, they could decide which one they want to have. They want a coffee, tea, or hot chocolate.
That's cool. That's cool. That's
Yeah.
thoughtful.
Cool.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah, teenager.
How old is this lady?
Say 12 to 18.
The mom.
Oh, the mom. I mean, that's kind of hard in this day and age, but let's say 30.
30 plus, yeah.
30 plus.
All right, and objections and roles are kind of the same as most of them are here. Let's jump over sources of information. What's mom reading?
What does mom read?
Yeah.
Mom reads, of course, the Bible,
Mm-hmm.
self-help books, and yeah, affirmation books.
Anything specifically?
Um,
Any specific books that come to mind?
no, I just bought one too. I can't even remember the name of it.
I'm thinking like mother-daughter books for our purposes.
An example, I bought my daughter a book. It was just a girl book. It was a self-affirmation girl book, but it was actually, it was a kid's book. But I used that as one of her birthday gifts. And she was like, so you're going to start reading to me again at night?
Oh,
And it was like great because like she wouldn't read the book. She wanted me to take the time and read that little simple book to her. So just we don't have to have a specific book, do we? I can add that in. Just say Bible.
Okay.
Oh yes, chicken soup for moms. That is.
There you go. Chicken soup for moms. That's a good one. Yeah. So sources of information usually takes a bit of research and Googling around. Those tips that I shared earlier about going to Reddit, Google searches, like that's what I just did now while we're looking at this is I just searched, books, what did I type? Books for moms and daughters, and that's how I'm going to start doing my research and see like what's popular, what are people into.
Right.
So I think this is a good place for us to pause here because we can fill out the rest of this with your coach. I want to do one more, and Mimi has had her hand up the whole time, so I want to get to Mimi.
Thanks.
All right, Katina, can we give a round of applause for Katina? Good work, Katina. Awesome. All right, Mimi, we got Canada in the house.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so both Coach Jordan and Coach Cindy will know I've gone in circles at the point of whether I serve Christians or non-Christians, and I would love to sort of address this here with everyone.
yeah.
So I know that I'm coaching those that are chronically ill, and a lot of people know my story, and I also just posted something on Facebook Live this week of another miracle God performed right now in the middle of my going through this course with you guys with this program. So
Check that out for sure. So we'll do our best to try to stick to 10 minutes and respect everyone's time here.
okay.
But I am definitely going to check out that live. I can't wait. I love those stories.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So sounds like you've worked on this a bit. Jordan kind of knows where you're at, but the main thing you're trying to get clear on is struggling between Christians and non-Christians.
And there are actually two really different goals, because the reason why I want to coach non-Christians is ultimately to lead them to the kingdom. There's a big evangelistic part of that. That all the ultimate healer is God, and is God who grants peace. Like that is the ultimate. And actually, so it's not too different with Christians as I say this out loud, because I also want Christians to arrive at this. Actually, it's the same, that God is the ultimate healer, and you can get peace with God. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
But the I guess how I navigate through that is very different. Because if I'm serving Christians, I can go in right away and go, you got to surrender. Like, you got to surrender to God. Like, that is the number one thing you have to do, is surrender to God. But with non-Christians, I can't really do that because they haven't known the Lord. So that's my struggle right
I
there.
hear you. So I think part of it, and I love where your heart's at. I think part of it is that it sounds like you're thinking a couple of steps ahead. So where we need to kind of, for this exercise, is let's give ourselves permission to not worry about whether they are Christian or not. Let's just table that part for now and focus on, and so that we'll come back to it. It's just going to be up here on the shelf for a minute. And let's focus on all the other parts and how we can help them. And the reason why we're shelving it too is that's really kind of tackled in, your marketing. Some people are like, yeah, boom, Jesus, faith. And then other people, covert kingdom is kind of what we call it. So maybe tell us about the challenges and pain points of the people you're helping.
Okay, so those that are chronically ill, some of them think that they're going to die soon. So if I'm going to die soon, there's no hope. So why do I want to get coaching? Why do I want to learn anything? I'm just going to die. That's so bleak, but that is that is a challenge. And what's more, why would I want to pay money to, I'm gonna die? I mean, that's like the really far negative challenge.
So opening possibilities is going to be good for you.
Yeah, or I'm in a huge disbelief. I'm in so much pain. I am just so negative about everything that's going on. I can't, there's a lot of self-blame in a lot of situations. Like, I caused this disease to come on. I didn't take care of my body. I caused this disease. And like, for someone who's a kidney transplant patient who really needs to have a lot of people step up to donate their kidney, they're going to go, okay, I don't deserve this. So it's the same sort of mentality. Like, I almost don't deserve the healing.
So is this like, I had somebody, come to mind, my buddy's father-in-law, also in recovery, but he's passing away right now because of alcoholism. They just like destroyed his liver and he can't get a transplant because it's alcohol. So is it people that kind of like that who have like made themselves sick in a way, or it's just like, I got sick, I don't know how, it just kind of what happened?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
both.
All of it really. Like, okay. just I've not lived my life well. I worked too hard. I was a workaholic. I let stress overtake. And when I was diabetic, I didn't take steps to take care of the diabetes, and it led to kidney disease. And now here I am with this chronic illness, right? So,
yeah, and this is like not necessarily like, how old are these people? Like, this is not necessarily elderly.
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, young people have cancer and kidney disease and heart. There's no age limitation.
So in general, though, just so we can pick like a bullseye to kind of aim at, can we say I guess like the first half of life?
I would say honestly, it's probably people 40 and after. For the majority, they're going to get their chronic, the chronic illness after 40. I would say there will be some under 40, but I think the percentage is by far higher after 40.
All right, cool. So 40 plus will be the bullseye, and if we get people younger, great.
Yeah.
Cool. So men and women.
Yes.
And I don't think marital stuff matter.
No. No.
It's good. All right, crew. Let's hear from some of you guys, coaches. What else can we add here? Challenges and pain points for those suffering with chronic illnesses. Does this also include mental health stuff, Mimi, or is it mainly physical?
That's really interesting that you ask, because I actually currently have a client who is suffering from severe depression. So I have been also thinking about that as well, that God's called these kind of clients to me as well. Because when you have chronic illness, depression actually is very common.
Yeah. It goes, it's like a peanut butter and jelly.
This
Yes.
is really
It's
interesting.
not enjoyable.
because- It's really interesting because like even though these people are dealing with chronic pain, the stuff that we're talking about here is all like mental health.
Right.
We haven't even gotten to the fact that like they can't even
Oh, wow.
get out of bed because they're in
Right.
so much physical pain.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And lots of despair and no hope happening for both. Again, even not for everyone, Christians or non-Christians, there's still this despair and hopelessness. And that's where I want to bring them from. Like I want to take them away from that, to get away from all that hopelessness and the fear and the despair.
Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, I mean, you're the perfect person to share that message. Like if I shared that message, not having your story, it wouldn't mean the same. It wouldn't land, you know?
Yeah. Suicidal.
Yes, exactly. Like why do I want to go through this? Like Robin Williams, he's like, I don't want to go through this illness. I'm going to commit suicide.
Oh my
So
goodness.
those are my avatar too. That like I want to stop them from committing suicide. And I shared this in one of my coaching calls. It's like, I feel like I'm in a race against time, that Satan wants to snatch these non-Christians away before their time. And with Christians too, when they get sick, they are in this despair and hope that they fall away from God. So it works both ways, that I'm trying to help Christians not to fall away from God and to claim the healing and definitely claim the peace. And so it is why I'm struggling, because I can see how I can do this both ways. It's so important.
So
Like,
I'd
I feel
also
like
add,
I'm a conduit for people to be saved, to be not snatched away by the enemy.
right. I hear you. So I think, Christian or not, unanswered prayers, if you're in this state, you've thrown up you at least thrown up some Hail Marys to the big man upstairs. At least a couple. So all right. So this is all right. No, let's keep going here, because it's like you were saying, this is all the mental health parts of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's the financial strain, there's the loss of social status, change in lifestyle. You're going to like 1 million different doctors all the time.
Yes.
Trying different medications, having weird side effects.
And you're physically in deep pain sometimes, like, and mentally as well. You're physically and mentally and emotionally in deep pain.
Yeah. Like when somebody gets to the point of suicide, like sometimes, and I've been there, it's not necessarily that they want to die. It's just that they want the pain to stop. They want it all to stop, and they don't see any other thing.
Yeah.
So, real quick, because it is 9:00 for a second, let me give you guys homework for a second. I'm going to steal this and we'll come right back to you, Mimi. So for homework here, so customer avatar worksheet, ChristCenteredCoaching.com/avatar. Here's what I would suggest doing. This is the best way to get the most out of this program, is work on your avatar worksheet first. Book your next coaching call in March with your coach and say, hey, I'm here to show up and work on my avatar. And that's what you guys are going to do on your next call. Your second call in March is going to be a Christ-centered coaching creative strategy call. This will be with Coach Cindy, and this is actually a 90-minute call. And this is where you guys will get clear on your branding, your messaging, fonts, colors, all that kind of stuff. So there's a little questionnaire. I think there's like 9-10 questions to answer when you go to christcenteredcoaching.com/creative call. Answer those questions, and then it'll take you to a link to book with Cindy. If you don't see any availability there, don't worry about it. We are adding more today and tomorrow for Cindy. But I want you to do this avatar step first, because it's going to help Cindy out tremendously in the creative strategy call. From that call, that creative strategy call, you'll learn about you'll learn about all the images and the social media branding suite that you're getting if you were one of the done for you options. If you are a do-it-yourselfer, you do get one image with us, and you can learn about some of the packages that we have available for more branding stuff if you want us to do that for you. So that is it for homework. So you guys are welcome to stay and hang out as we continue to help Mimi. I'm not going to leave her hanging here. So, but I do want to say goodnight if you have to go. And if you want to hang out more, you're more than welcome. I love when you guys are here. So I'll pass the screen share back to you, brother.
Here we go.
Yeah, we were saying doctor's visits, side effects, brain fog, energy, low energy, pain. You know, basically, I just basically think like all the stuff that happens to you when you have Lyme's disease. It's like pretty. So what would be? You think there's more here, maybe? Or?
I'm always thinking like no end in sight. Like it just feels.
Yeah, this hope, just deep hopelessness.
Yeah. I mean, talk about a mix of ingredients for severe depression. I mean,
I think depression is probably something that they almost all have in common.
Yes.
Across the array of sickness.
And anger as well. You know, why is this happening to me? Why me?
Yeah.
Why me?
Maybe they're angry at God.
Yes.
Part of that's probably pretty common, actually.
Yes, I was. Yes.
I had a year where my gallbladder wasn't working. I had 2 surgeries. I had broken 2 different bones, and I remember being angry at God. Why is this happening to me? You know, I just wasn't mature enough. So, goals and values. What is it? What does this person value, Mimi?
Life. Extending life. And not just extending life, but in a peaceful way, in a, you know, it's not just like I want to live longer, but I want to live longer in peace. I want to be.
So quality of life too.
Yeah, the quality of life. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
longer life.
The quality of life. That's good.
Yeah. Maybe feeling like they can do something, you know, that it's not hopeless.
Just I was gonna say like,
you know, so goal like to have hope, to have peace.
Yep. What else you got, coaches? Some goals and values for us. Maybe like the hope of doing something physical or athletic again. Maybe that's part of a dream or.
Back to normal.
Are some of these people maybe like they're sick, but everyone has like for the most part like a negative mindset about it or something?
Yes, yes, and that's exactly what came up when I was trying to do message, like taking them from a negative mindset to a positive mindset, negative self-talk to positive self-talk, taking them from a place of fear, despair, fear, anxiety, and despair to hope, joy, and freedom. So that was sort of some messaging that I was working with.
Yeah, this is good.
and I know with with Jordan, we came up with walking with them in their healing journey. So that's the whole idea, is to bring them from this very negative place to a positive place.
Mm.
And it may not even be physical. It could,
Right.
it's just emotional. Like it's like instead of waking up being scared every day in this deep depression, to wake up and saying, "Hey, it's a good day."
Yeah.
Just something that simple.
It's literally joy in their sufferings.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Joy in their suffering.
Yeah, Rafi says, have life back again.
Yeah.
Stop missing out on life with loved ones.
Yeah.
Joy in the suffering.
Yeah, just to have a normal life. I mean, that's all I kept saying. Like, I just want a normal life, just a normal life. It doesn't even need to be extraordinary, just a normal life.
Off the couch, out of bed.
Exactly.
If I can be out of bed today, that's a good day.
Yes, exactly.
So what kind of stuff were you reading in the midst of this, your experiences?
The Bible.
The Bible's a given. What else can you remember? Maybe stuff you were researching, maybe like I imagine people are also researching about their, given ailment. But
it's interesting. I actually, when I had kidney disease, I went through, it was offered by our provincial medical system, but there was actually a self-management course or self-care course, how to manage your pain and how, chronic illness. And it was actually a really good course to go through, but I thought this is really good. Like everybody needs how to do this, how to manage your pain and all of that. So that was one of my resources, was just the government publications that are available for managing pain for those that have chronic illness. That was actually the course.
That's interesting. Yeah, I love what I forgot what Monica and Bethany both said. Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl.
Man's
Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. Frank.
Viktor Frankl.
Oh, that is interesting, Joy. 45% of Christians do not read the Bible. I bet you it's higher than that.
Yeah. And Monica's written some that's very true, like feeling worthy love, like getting the self-love back, and feeling worthy, because often, like I think I mentioned before, you don't feel worthy to be healed. Your daughter says, I'm going to give you my kidney, and you say, I'm not worthy to receive your kidney, daughter. Like literally. That happened with a friend of mine. So it's just, so that's all a part of it as well. Just feeling that you're worthy to feel better, to get better, to be healed. Yeah.
And how has this impacted their career? Can they still work or?
Usually not. I think those that, I'm just going to use kidney disease again. Like if you have kidney disease, some will keep working, but the energy, it depends what your level of function is.
On the thing.
Yeah, but energy is a big deal, but you don't have energy to do the work.
So energy is something that they value.
Yes. Yes. And so, I mean, offshoots of my coaching, I'm already thinking like there are little exercises, and I know, like Jordan and I talked about lightning launch, about food specifically. When you've got kidney disease, what do you eat? What don't you eat? When you've got heart disease, what do you eat? So there's all these little offshoots to help. But like I'm just right now sort of focusing on the core, like that's what we're doing right now, right? But I can see, and even for those that are support people of those that are chronically ill, like the spouse or the caregivers. So there's all sorts of like little things that little challenges that can be framed from this.
There's so much you can do to do with this, that the challenge is for us a little bit when we get more to the marketing is picking which creative things to do first.
Exactly.
So, all right, let's conferences, healing services. We're not sure if they're believers or not. Honestly, like I don't I actually don't think the Christian or non-Christian thing even matters. I think
Dude, I was kind of thinking the same thing actually.
Yeah, I think the messaging is just on this, and you're going to attract both kinds of people. So it's
Mhm.
sort of irrelevant. You can still lead them down the same path.
That's good.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know names of healing conferences or anything like that. Just like those kind of events, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe even just speaking a little more into what Ron just said, like I was kind of thinking the same thing. Maybe it's like maybe that's why there hasn't been like a lot of clarity on like which path to take, is because like the message is for both. And
Yeah, I don't think it matters.
serve
Yeah.
both.
I think I agree. So that's good. So it's for everyone. It's for everyone. Yay. And that's where I started off with.
There you go. That's very well. You got clarity. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really good.
Joni Erickson Tada. Pam, is that a speaker or influencer? I'm not sure who that person is. But that might be a good one. Ah, okay. Yeah, author. Cool. Oh yeah, Heidi Baker. I won't be reading stuff on Heidi Baker. What's the other one? What's the big one? Christ the Healer. I forget who wrote that. And then you know, Mimi, I would do some research and just see like books about recovering from chronic illness, not
Mhm.
necessarily from a Christian perspective.
Mhm.
Pick some from both.
Okay.
But
Yeah, it's interesting. I just realized for myself, I never picked up a book except for the Bible when I went through all my stuff, which is kind of interesting.
I
I just
mean, you
relied on
have the
the Bible.
testimony,
Yeah.
right? So I think that's something that I would share with your clients.
Yeah.
That's a powerful statement right there. The only thing I read in my time was the Bible.
Yep.
Wow. Cool. So I think let's give it 2 more minutes and then we'll say good night. So US and Canada,
Yeah.
US and Canada, occupation.
This can be for the whole world though, honestly, and I'm going to do it in English. I speak Chinese, but I am just thinking that this can definitely be worldwide, anyone that speaks English, UK, Australia.
Yeah, I mean it definitely can. I would say, like it's easier to pick, man, I'm kind of torn on this actually. It's easier to pick like North America,
Okay.
And focus there. When you get to, yeah, I would put for a bullseye, I would just say North America.
Okay.
And then once we have your funnel built and we're getting leads and it works, we've optimized it, and like you feel the need to expand, you can go to the other with the advertise with Facebook ads and stuff. We can go to the other English speaking countries and stuff. Myself, like I have more than enough anytime I advertise just doing US and Canada. And even just marketing at US and Canada, like you still pull people from other places. Like we had someone in our last group from the UK. Lawrence is from Australia. It's pretty cool. Cool. And then rolling the purchase process, I guess it's either themselves, them and them, or the spouse, maybe their family.
Yeah, caretaker.
A caretaker, maybe. So 4 different possible. We're gonna send you this, Mimi.
Okay, great.
Cool. DM means decision maker.
I just had a thought. This is really cool. When we're talking about purchase process, And I should have thought of this earlier. Like I used to work for the Kidney Foundation, but there's a cancer, there's a cancer agency, there's a heart and stroke. Like they may be like, maybe I end up coaching patients from there.
That's definitely worth exploring.
Yeah.
For sure. Like creating a strategic partner with some organization.
Yes. Yes.
Like that could be a big business that, is even like you couldn't even do all the fulfillment for that with one organization. You'd have to hire other coaches eventually.
Yes.
Oh, what a good problem to have.
That's cool because that just sort of came to me right now,
Praise God.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
What would we say, like the organization?
Sorry, Jordan?
I was just thinking, like, how would I state that as like?
Affiliated, organizations or agencies supporting those that are chronically ill.
Association, Pam says.
Yeah, association. Well, I mean, here it's called the Cancer Agency. It's called the Kidney Foundation. It's called the Heart and Stroke Foundation. So,
we got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Solid.
All right, guys. I think that's a great place to pause for tonight. Round of applause for Mimi.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. I really appreciate that so much.
Great job. Great work.
Yeah, that's awesome.
See, I like now calling the hot seat the breakthrough seat. That just feels so much better.
Yeah.
We're just going to call it the breakthrough seat. Guys, how was customer avatar for you? We feel a bit more clear on who we're helping. Awesome. Good stuff, guys. So remember, next 2 pieces of homework is book a call with your coach for avatar. Then once you do that, we're going to book a call for your creative strategy. And let me show you guys those links one more time. There's the worksheet for the avatar, /avatar, and the link for the creative call. By the way, all of this stuff is in the members area. The avatar worksheet is one of the first things that we do when we start submitting the pieces to build your funnel. This is a foundational piece that a marketer wants to have. And then this creative strategy call, we're also going to use some elements that we create from that call to put into your funnel. So that's it, guys. I also just want to say you're exactly in the right place at the right time. The word that comes to mind, I think it's from Galatians. It says, "Do not despise the day of humble beginnings, for the Lord desires to see you prosper in the plumb line of Zerubbabel's hand." We're running a race right now. It takes perseverance. It takes finishing well, making it to the other side. Sometimes you may get distracted. You may go off on a detour, but you ultimately want to finish strong and use your triad groups. Use me and Jordan, use your coaches. We're here for you. We want to hear from you. You're not bothering us. And it's a pleasure and honor for us to serve you guys and help you create the coaching businesses that God's calling you to. So with that being said, I will say good night. Have a great evening. I will see you guys soon. Look out for Wednesday Word with Steve Kribda at 10:30 a.m. All right. Have a good night, guys. God bless.